Hello, welcome to Woodline Tracking. I hope you all are doing well today in building a relationship with the Lord, because of where we're going, we're going to need it if the path holds to be true. Today's video is beyond security and rest in a crap hits the fan or shit hits the fan situation, whatever word you want to use. SHTF. I was asked a question by Kristen the other day about King David in the book of Psalms, especially Psalms 1 through 5, especially Psalms 3, where David was running from his son. And I was asked the question, was David by himself, or was there people with David? Well, the chances are there's probably a bunch of people with David. Like when Saul was chasing David, he had his mighty 300 men. So I bet you David had his entourage or his trusted warriors and people with him when he was running from his son. Well, it talks about, in the question was asked, well, how come he finally got some sleep? It talks about him getting rest and all this in 3, and when 1 through 5 is all about it. And the thought dawned on me that most Americans living in soft America and our soft security and our soft training programs that we have out there has truly not experienced what David's going through. Like most people in the past had situations where there was a threat out there, and if they down their head, the threat might attack. We can go all through history and talk about it, but in our society, that is something that isn't a common unless you're some type of military, security, police, something like that, and you have experienced it. I personally experienced it. So you think about that when you're out there, when David was out there, even though he has fire watch up, you still can't sleep. Your sensors are on alert. You're worried about being attacked by whatever in the middle of the night, especially at night, because a lot of things go down at night. So it's hard to get some sleep. And a lot of you guys have probably experienced that, understands that. Even a hunter has probably experienced it out in the woods with something stalking them in the middle of the night. So it's something, the only way you're probably going to get some sleep, even a fire watch and security program, a good security program, is going to be through faith in God, like David's talking about. God has prepared me for this moment. I am well trained. God has well trained me. God has given me the men around me. God will protect me. And so I can get some sleep, because without sleep, things aren't going to go well. Most people look towards, I read a handbook, or I was a combat tracker, or I go to church every Sunday, or I have an AK or an AR or something. That's gonna give me security for all this. Unless you are walking with God and have faith with God and know that God will protect you no matter what all happens, like David did, no matter what tools or gadgets you have or lack of them, you will not be able to rest. And my opinion in a crap hits the fan situation, one of the biggest things going to be is mental and a lack of sleep. I know I speak to the crowd here. When you haven't slept well for days on end, it is hard to perform your job, especially in some type of dangerous environment. So you need to get sleep. And you can find rest in the Lord. Also, if you're preparing for all this, God can send an angel and free you from prison, or protect you like it does many times in the Bible. But a lot of times God works in normal ways, how God separates normal. That means you're well trained, you have a group of like-minded people around you, you have a plan, and you know God's with you, and you're going to be brave and do the plan. Not depending on gadgets or this, because again, trust me, when you're in these situations, you're going to want to be one with the Lord and know that God has trained me for the situation. So God has led me to this type of training, and this is the type of warfare I'm trained for to do. And I'm going to be tough with God and give glory to God. Not, I am great, I have done all this training. No, you need to give glory to God. God shares his glory with nobody. And again, as we've seen, there's so many so-called heroes. Oh, me, I'm great, I've done this, and they always fall. Again, the true heroes, if you look through history, have to give the glory to God and did miraculous and great things with very little. Not 10,000 men, Apaches and tanks, or whatever, or SEAL Team 6 behind them. They did it with what they had because they were well trained and they performed because God, and they give the glory to God, and they didn't want the credit. They just wanted to serve God and glorify him in their actions and protect the innocent. Again, all that you guys should be thinking about, because you're not going to do it without God and allowing God to lead you for what training he wants you to do and become proficient at. We all have different roles, so I urge you, seek security and rest with God, because the world is changing fast. Time may go on, but your life may not.